welcome to the Fierce Female Network. I'm your host, Fierce Manson, and today is Tuesday, baby. Well, it's Tasty Tuesday, y'all. It's Tasty Tuesday. Did you have your tacos? Did you have your tacos today? I didn't have no tacos. I had a salad, a green salad, spinach, broccoli, Swiss cheese, a little ranch dressing. It was delicious. It was delicious. And guess what? I'm still hungry. I'm still hungry. So listen, it's Tuesday. It's April 7th, 2026, 8 p.m. on the Central Standard Time Zone and 9 p.m. on the Eastern Standard Time Zone. You know what I'm going to say up in here. The Eastern Standard Time Zone is the time zone that rocks my socks off, honey. You know I got to push it up to the ATL, to my home team. Must give a shout out to my team, Fierce Nation International, the hardest working team on the planet. They're based in Kenya, Zimbabwe, East and West Africa, the UK, and Germany. And my honorary member in India, Karan Batorti. Well, listen. You know something? Today, gonna feature this band, Arctic Baba. Arctic Baba. I did a promotion for them a few years ago. And I always see them, of course, on Instagram and sometimes on Facebook. You know, so listen, I'm the kind of girl, I don't just forget, I pick people up, but I don't forget about them. I love me some Arctic Baba. They got some great music. They're a nice little band, and they love on me so much. Let me correct that. I do not see them on Facebook. I see them on Instagram and Twitter. On Twitter, not Facebook. So listen. So listen, Arctic Baba is over in Italy. They did a promotion with me a few years ago. Really nice. So I'm going to play their music on future Arctic Baba. They got a nice little sound. They're a rock band. So if you don't like rock music, you go on outside somewhere. Go outside somewhere. So listen, it's a nice little band, nice music. And they're really sweet. They're really sweet. They're sweet. They just love on you so much. So listen, they're really outstanding. And the first one I'm going to play is Mr. Crazy. You might as well call it Miss Crazy. It's the Miss Crazy Hour because it's me. Listen, it's Arctic Baba, Mr. Crazy. Take a listen to this.
Please, oh, live and believe.
Oh, my dog is coming, that's stop. Whoa, never listen to my belly rock. Whoa, always craving for a brand new pop song. Whoa, don't forget the rhythm of honey. Sweet melody for parents. Whoa, let's start another journey. Whoa, there is life in every morning. Whoa, please, home, live and believe. Sweet melody for parents. Whoa, let's start another journey. Whoa, there is life in every morning. That's Mr. Crazy. Mr. Crazy, Mr. Crazy. You know something? Everybody know a Mr. Crazy. You know what? In your lifetime, you have known a Mr. Crazy at some point or another. It could have been a relative. It could have been an ex-husband. Could have been an ex-boyfriend. You know what I mean? So listen, I was saying to somebody the other day, I said, you know what? I've never had one of those relationships that was just wild and out of pocket. You know what? That's what I was saying. Then I started thinking, I said, well, yeah, I did have one Mr. Crazy. I did have one Mr. Crazy. Nobody starts out crazy. Nobody don't. Oh, I had to laugh at that. Nobody starts out being crazy. As Star Jones so eloquently says, when you're dating somebody, you're dating their agent. You're not really dating them. And that is so very true. I never thought about it like that. For instance, I was dating this minister. And of course, very nice, a so-called friend. I'm very careful who I'm calling friend, So-called friend, this is a long time ago, so-called friend introduced me to this gentleman. He was a minister. So listen, and we exchanged phone numbers. We met him downtown Chicago and things like that, exchanged phone numbers and started going out pretty much every day. He'd come by, we'd go out for lunch. He'd take me out for lunch almost every single day from Monday through Friday, almost every day. Really nice. Any girl would have been captivated by this gentleman in the beginning. He told me he had a job and all these things. So, I'm pretty sure this story isn't around anymore. He said he was working at the water tower. That was a pretty snitsy job, pretty swanky job. You working in the water tower downtown Chicago way back then. He was working for some really nice store selling high-end items. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking he's making some really good money. He's taking me to Beef and Brandy for lunch, right? Take me places like that, and I said, "Oh, he's doing pretty good. He'd show up with a suit on, he have on a 3-piece suit when he come. Never ever saw him without a suit on. Well, let me tell you, let me get this story going for you. Turns out the man didn't have a job. I started getting suspicious. I started seeing red flags, and I've told the story before. I said, well, I'm going to check this guy out. He said he worked at this place in the water tower. So I went back to my office after that lunch. I said, let me just check it out. I pretended like I was employment. I was checking out employment. And so I called the store, called down there at the water tower. I says, hello. This is Miss Manson. I didn't say my real name. I said, it's Miss So-and-so. And I need to know if so-and-so, Mr. Daniel, works at your establishment. And they said, what? No, he doesn't work at this place. We haven't seen him in a whole year. He got fired a whole year ago. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So listen, the call was longer than that. But I asked him a couple of questions. They answered my questions. I said, this man been lying to me. He didn't even got a job. He didn't even have employment. So I started digging around a little bit more. And then next thing you know, he's running out of money. I didn't let him know that I knew he didn't have a job. He started running out of money. So his friend worked down at the Palmer House, making great tips, good money. He was a doorman for many years at the Palmer House. Start going down there and asking this guy, Larry, a lot of questions. And he says, well, I don't think he works there anymore. And I says, oh, okay, 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 okay. So long story short, this guy shows up as the perfect gentleman wearing suits, telling me he's got this job. Now, listen, a friend set me up. The man that was working at the Palmer House was good friends with this Daniel. They're good friends, right? Now, what is that to do to a lady? Somebody introduced you to a man. This man, he knows the guy does not have a job. He's been giving him money to take me out. What kind of that's some real shenanigans. The guy down at the Palmer House is giving Daniel money to take me out on a date. So just to make him look good. Now, what kind of shenanigans is that? So, long story short, he turns into a whole different character. Turns into a whole different character. And the end of the story is this. End of the story. Now, this is a life lesson, just in case you girls don't know it. I ended up having to go to court. Ended up having to call the police on this man because he wouldn't stop stalking me. After I broke up with him, he wouldn't stop stalking me, showing up at my job. He wants to go home, blah, blah, blah. And so finally got into the courtroom. Court was crowded, a whole bunch of folks. And so the judge calls me up, the judge calls him up, and the judge stands up, because I had to go to court on this guy twice. One time wasn't enough, so we had to go through this whole rigmarole 2 times, and the judge, on the second time, the judge stands up out of his chair, and he says, leave this woman alone. Don't you ever mess with her again. Leave this woman alone. So listen, the moral of this, if you didn't get the life lesson is this. Ladies, stop having babies with folks you don't even really know them. Stop getting yourself all in. Now listen, everybody got feelings. Everybody is made of flesh, right? But you ain't got to make a baby with every Tom, Dick, and Harry that you meet. Be careful before you marry. Hey, you better start looking real deep before you leap, as they used to say in the old days. So listen, everybody that shows up with roses is really carrying daisies. You hear what I'm saying up in here? They ain't carrying no roses every day of the week. They carrying daisies, dandelions, daffodils, and some weeds, baby. You got to check them out. Look real deep, honey, because I'm going to tell you something. They're going to be pulling lint out of their pockets. They ain't going to have no money and no cash backs in their pocket and their wallets. They're going to have lint. Listen, and if you like eating lint soup, go right ahead. Now, listen, I told you what's going to happen. So, listen, go ahead and eat you some lint soup. If you think you can get full off of lint soup, go right ahead, because that's what's going to be. He ain't going to be able to afford no steak. He ain't going to be able to afford no lamb chops, no pork chops. You're going to be eating lint, dust, and dirt for dinner. Now, I got another song. It's about Arctic Baba. This one is called State of the Union. State of the Union. Listen, y'all probably said that was a whole lot to take down. It really was. It really was. That was a whole lot. That was a lot. And by the way, before the song, I want you guys to remember to shop at Cozy Earth. You remember, shop at Cozy Earth. Some people don't even wear PJs. But listen, shop at Cozy Earth. Everybody don't want to see your rusted body. You know, you might have a man that you've been with. Listen, now on the lady side of showing up as an agent, as Star Jones says. Now, I'm getting this from Star Jones. Fierce Manson didn't say this. Now, listen, you might show up. Your man might show up. The lady shows up. And you might have on some real nice PJs. Now, you might only have 1 or 2 nice outfits. And then next time he comes, you're going to be wearing a raggedy toe-off T-shirt. He's going to be meeting the real lady. So make sure you shop at Cozy Earth. Click on the link in the bio and get a discount so you can look nice for at least 2 dates, right? Look nice for 2 dates. So listen, this one is Arctic Baba. This is State of the Union. State of the Nation. State of the Nation.
I see them marching off to war. They looking so heroic. I'm told they won't be gone for long, but that's a lie and you know it. 10,000 gone, they won't return.
bad, y'all. They bad, they bad, they bad. Oh my goodness, I'm just bebopping all over the place. That is Arctic Baba, State of the Nation. State of the Nation. They're out of Italy. They're out of Italy. They did these songs in a promotion with me a couple of years, about 3 years ago. No, about 4 years ago. About 4 years ago. So listen, the great songs. I'm just bebopping. They remind me of bands from the '80s. They remind me of Duran Duran, "Hungry Like a Wolf." It kind of puts me in mind of that. And Tony Basil. Tony Basil. What was that song? Tony Basil. I don't remember right now. Tony Basil. Tony Basil. Oh, hey Mickey. Yeah, that's all. Hey Mickey. Hey Mickey. Hey Mickey. You're so fine. So listen, that's what it reminds me of. And this song, "State of the Nation." I'm not going to even go into a whole spiel or a rant, rant, about the state of the nation. Somebody needs to cut that fella in the white. Somebody needs to cut him up in 10 little bitty pieces. You know what I mean? Somebody really needs to do something with him. So anyway, that's Arctic Bottom, State of the Nation. They're out of Italy. Really nice band. And you know something? They told me. They got signed. They got signed by a company. So they're with the label now. That's really nice. They're with a label. Not some little rinky-dink label. Anybody can be with a label. Because these record labels, they ain't got no money. They ain't got no money. Not them little indie labels. They ain't hardly got no money. They sign with a real label. They sign with a real label. So they're very, very excited. They're very excited. So listen, I got to get on up out of here. It's been a stone cold blast. Been a stone cold blast as always. I'm going to keep it with the peace, love, and soul dream.